Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel again, and the sun's just come right out in my eyes. I got myself a new flight control board for my QAV 210 5-inch-ish quad, and I've just been wiring it up, and I checked the flight control board first, plugged it into beta flight and everything before doing a thing, all great. Alright, soldered all the ESCs on, plugged my smoke stopper in, plugged the battery in, and it's blown. Now I visually checked all the wires and everything looks absolutely fine, nothing's in the wrong place or out like that. And then I got my multimeter out and checked the continuity, and it's all over the place. We've got lav going to ground, ground going to lav. So there's somewhat wrong somewhere, but I can't visually see what is wrong. So I thought, as soon as I'm just about to troubleshoot it, I'll do it as a troubleshooting video, just in case somebody else comes across the same problem. And I say this problem because at this moment I ain't got a clue what's wrong. But let's get on the bench and see if we can figure out together what the hell's happened. Okay then pilots and ground crew, let's jump to the bench. Okay then pilots, like I say, at this point I haven't got a clue what's wrong. I've visually gone round and checked that all the reds, as in your lavs, have gone to the plus, which is your lav, your blacks, which is your ground, has gone to the minus, and I've visually gone round and double checked everything. If my head's in shot, I'm sorry, but I'm just double checking again, and I can't see a single problem. But if we use the continuity test and go to, shall we say, lav here and ground, we've got a problem. And if we go to ground up here, we've got a problem. And if we do it on this side, go to lav and then ground, so it's weird, because obviously if you go to ground and ground it will beep, because that's your continuity. And if we go red and red, just in case there's some sort of short and it's gone the wrong way, no. But so basically the positive is somehow going over to the negative, and visually I haven't got a bloody clue why. I've gone through, looked at and examined just about bloody everything, and I can't figure out why. So because this all appears to be soldered up correctly, right, I believe, and this is what I believe, right, I know the board's okay because I checked it before mounting it, right, so the board's fine, right, or the software in the board's fine. But I believe one of the ESCs, because I had to rewire these ESCs because the cable in there was no good for this. Right, so the ESCs are fine. I've taken them off another quad, but I've had to remove the wires and rewire them. So I can only assume when I've rewired one of these ESCs, and I don't know which one, and this is only an assumption, right, I have somehow crossed a wire on the ESC somehow, right, so when it's going into the board it's sending the signal in the wrong direction, so to speak. And I can't think of anything else that it could be. So what I'm going to do is, right, step by step, first of all unsolder this particular ESC from the board and then retest it again. Alright, now if it still has a problem, right, then I'm going to resolder this one and move on to the next one. And if it's still resoldered, so in other words, one at a time. I'm going to, because if I take all four off and it's fine, that doesn't help me. So it has to be one at a time, very boring, very slow. Right, but you don't have to watch all that. So I'll do a jump shot here, and all I'm going to do is unsolder this ESC from the board, right, and then we'll come back and test it again, and hopefully we've got it on the first attempt and it is one of the ESCs, because if we do all 4 and we've still got the same problem, then I'm really confused. Then the board has to be faulty somehow. Anyway, let's just do a quick jump shot. I'll unsolder this particular ESC and then we'll do the continuity test again with a multimeter. Okay, back in 2. Okay, then we're back, and like I said, I've unsoldered this particular ESC. I've left the signal wire going to the board because that will not make any difference. It will be something to do with the power. Alright, so let's just test it again. No. So somewhere else there's still a short going across, so I would say it's not that ESC. Alright. Just to make it won't make a bland bit of difference, that signal wire, but you know when your brain starts arguing with yourself. I've turned my bloody soldering iron off. But no, anyway, that won't make a bland bit of difference. Right, so I know that for a fact. Right, the signal wire won't make any difference. So what I'm going to do now is resolder this ESC back and then unsolder that one, and we'll try it again. Take 2. Right then, pilots, I didn't want to bore you too much, so I've done both of them. I did that one and we still had the beep, alright, the continuity signal coming through. So I've moved on to this one up here, which would be like motor 2, and we'll test this one now, and hopefully we've found the problem, or it could be the last one. No. So it's nothing to do with that ESC, and it's nothing to do with the first 2. So I'm hoping now, I'm really hoping when I unsolder this last one everything works. Right, if not, well, we'll one step at a time. We'll we'll do that when we get to it. We'll worry about that when we get there. Right, let's just get this soldered back up again then, and then we'll test the last one. A bit messy, I can tidy that up later. I'm more interested in finding out what happens next. So, back to the continuity. And then fingers crossed now, nothing will happen and there's a problem here. Alright. If something does beep, well, you'll hear a grown man cry. Sugar. So, it's nothing to do with the ESCs. Because doing them one at a time like that would have, if it had been one of them, it would have sorted out the problem. A bit of solder on there. So what I'll go do now is real quickly, and this will be rough and quick, just bloody unsolder everything and test that board again by itself. And I'll leave the signal, that shouldn't make a lot of difference. It's only the signal wires. Okay, apart from the signal wires, there's nothing going into that board now. So now we should have dead clear, as in no beeps. If we do, the board's screwed. We've got a faulty board. So here we go then. Nothing, which is perfect. So it's not the board. Right, the board is fine. So now we have to think. Right, we know now, we've tested the board. The board is absolutely fine. So there's a problem somewhere when I'm actually connecting up the ESCs. Right, I'm just putting my multimeter away, bear with me. Just a minute. Right, we know now then. This flight control board is perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Right, somehow, somewhere, connecting up these ESCs, right, it's causing a short somewhere. Right, but where? So I can only assume now, right, one, well no, we went through the ESCs. That's the thing, it should have gone away when I went through one at a time. I was about to say one of these ESCs has been wired up wrong. As in the lab might be wired to the ground or the ground to the lab or vice versa. However, unsoldering them, right, should have got rid of that. It's one of them strange little things. And well, to find out, it's definitely an ESC problem. So to find out which ESC, right, I'm just going to solder them up one at a time, starting here. Right, I'm going to solder this one up and then get the multimeter back again and do another test with the multimeter and do them one at a time until we find the culprit. Well, you never know, all 4 bloody ESCs might have a problem, but I'd find that very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. But I'm not going to bother trying to keep this neat. I can bloody start again later. I just want to get them on one at a time. Alright. And then see what happens. It's kind of annoying when these things happen. However, this is going to sound really stupid. I kind of like it. I like it when these little problems come up because it keeps your brain thinking. If you know how to do everything perfectly first time, you're never going to learn anything. Right? So I do actually enjoy it when things present a problem. I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much if that board had been knackered, because that had meant a brand new bloody board again, and it's already a new board. But when things happen, go wrong, and you have to figure them out, I actually like that. I enjoy that. Right, multimeter back again. These things are worth the weight in gold, trust me, because I won't be able to do none of this. Right, now we've just connected up that one ESC. Right, so let's see if there's a problem. Yes, all of a sudden there's a problem. Now I've connected up that one ESC, so I know now there's definitely a problem with this ESC. So that's great news. Alright, well, it's not great news, but it's great news that we've solved something. So because I know there's something wrong with that, we'll take that off and have a look at it. I'll tell you what, before I do all that, let's move on to the next ESC, because it might be more than one. Right. We know there's a problem with that one, definitely. Alright, just so I don't get them mixed up. Just take one of them wires off for now. Right, now let's just solder this one up, just rough, just to get it on. Nothing pretty, nothing fantastic, just to get the bloody thing on and to test it. Right, let's see. Back to the old multimeter. You can't see it, it's out of shot, but I've got the multimeter there actually. There you go. Got the multimeter there, but you don't need to see it, you just need to hear it. Right, now hopefully it's just the one ESC we're having trouble with, but we'll soon find out if this one beeps. I'm going live to ground and nothing. Brilliant. I think it's just going to be this one and that's it. Right, so I'll tell you what, I'm not going to waste any more of your time showing you all of them. I'm going to go through each and every one of them. Right, just like that. Right, I know there's nothing wrong with that, so I'm going to leave that soldered up. I'm going to do this one next, in that one. If any of the others are damaged, I'll come back to you. Right, but I'll come back either way and we'll find out what's wrong with this ESC. Right, but I wanted to do this as a troubleshoot because new pilots, and as you all know by now, most of my videos are for new pilots, could easily think straight away it's the board. Well, these are the sort of procedures you have to go through to figure out or troubleshoot inverted commas upside down, troubleshoot your problems. But we know this ESC is knackered, right? We know this one is fine, so I'll just go through the rest and test them and then I'll come back to you. Okay, cheers. Right then, pilots and ground crew, we figured out what's wrong, kind of. It was this ESC and this ESC, them two. I was getting a short going through the board because of them two ESCs. Still don't know what's wrong with them, right? That'll be the next thing to have a look at. They may be knackered, right? Or, as I said, I did have to rewire these ESCs. So maybe, right, on these two particular ESCs, when I've rewired them, I've connected up the ground to the live by accident, right? Which, I don't think I would have done that. But at the same time, you can do it. I was in a rush, so it's an easy mistake to make if you're in a bit of a rush. But yeah, so I know both of these ESCs, as I look at it, it would be number 2 and number 3. Alright, but yeah, so I'm going to cut the heat shrink off these and take a look and see if we can figure out inside, visually, see if I've done anything wrong. But I don't think I have, but let's take a look. Sorry, I'm just having an inspection. That looks alright to me. See what you think. See if I can zoom right in. Don't know if it'll focus if it will. Oh, a bit more. A bit more. Come on, focus. There. It doesn't, well, I know they're in the right phrase. Ground signal live. Nothing seems to be touching. So under them circumstances, I can only assume that this particular ESC is knackered. Because like I said, them wires they're not touching. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's just a bit of glue. No, them wires aren't touching. So, whoopsie-daisy, whoopsie-daisy, whoopsie-daisy. Hugh Grant would be proud of me. Yeah, so I think that's knackered. So let's check this one out while we're here. Well, that looks a bit messier, but a lot of that's just glue. Well, conformal coating. And that is non-conductive, so if the conformal coating's touching everything, that doesn't matter because it's non-conductive. But no, once again, if I zoom in on that one, the ground's going to the ground and the live's going to the live and nothing's touching each other. There you go. Yeah, so nothing's touching. It's not a great solder job, but signals separate, ground separate, and live separate. So it has to be a fault with the ESC. Two bloody ESC problems. That's all I can think of. I can't think of anything else. Well, it has to be. Full stop. We know the ESCs are the main problem with the board. So that's where the problem is. Right then, pilots and ground crew. Right, I need to just get a couple new ESCs, which I've got in a box over there actually, so it's no big deal. But we found out, very fast recap, right, taking them all off, putting them on one at a time. Right, we found out it was the two ESCs somehow was sending the circuit through the board, which was causing the continuity, as in the beeping. So that's where the problem was. And we've checked these, the wires aren't touching each other. Alright, so there's nothing wrong there. So there has to be a fault inside the ESC somewhere. And I don't think anybody repairs ESCs. They throw them away and get new ones. So I got two little buggers there to go in the jigsaw puzzle box. Here, you haven't seen my jigsaw puzzle box, have you? That's my jigsaw puzzle box, all knackered up bits. I have no idea why I keep them. I got friggin' TBS, flight control boards, little ESCs, more flight control boards, more flight control boards. Yeah, the Unified Pro, all sorts of bloody bits and pieces in here. There's two more things to go in because they're obviously knackered. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to do this video, right, basically in case somebody else comes across this problem and they've no idea what to do and they think it's a board, so they just go buy a new board, which wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference in this case. Right, so always, how can I put this? Yeah, I'm trying to think of an easy way of explaining this for brand new pilots, so to speak. I'll tell you what, your best bet is when you're going to move up to a 5-inch size quad, don't buy a ready to fly one, right? Buy one that you have to build, a kit one, and then you'll get an understanding of how things work. Alright, so if things like this do go wrong, you don't have to panic and throw everything away, because all this happens to be is replacing two ESCs and I'm off again. But yeah, just a quick troubleshoot video. Like I said, I was just in the process of it and I came across it and I thought it might be good to go through the process together and see if we can find out what's wrong. But yeah, just going around one at a time, and we figured it out. We've got two knackered up ESCs and they have to be knackered because we've checked them and the wires weren't touching, so it's not that. So there you go then. Right then, pilots and ground crew, like I said, just a quick troubleshooting video because it's a problem that I had. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching and cheers.